Hello everyone, I'm Anders Elfgren, uh, and I'm one of the developers of Hammerting. And I'm here to play the game for you for a bit, and I'll talk you through what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, um, and show you what it's like. This is a build that is slightly a few weeks, I think, after the demo build, so it'll show some things that perhaps you haven't seen yet if you've just played the demo. So let's get started. So I'm playing a random map here, so I don't know exactly what will happen. Every time you play the game, it will be different. That's the idea. The map is pretty big, so I will definitely not be uh, showing you all the whole map. I will only uh, explore even maybe even a small fraction of it. So let's pause. So here we have our starting dwarves. You can see here they're Bore, Öda, and Eski. You can click into them and check out their character sheet, so to speak. You can kind of recognize it maybe if you've played a pen and paper game or a pen and paper RPG or well, a computer RPG like that. Um, so they will all have different stats. We have our dwarf stats here, and they all have professions. They have a couple of traits that affect various things, uh, and some other stats that you will need to keep in mind in order to play the game well. As they do stuff, they will progress both in a general uh, level, and all of their professions as well will increase as they use them. Now, everything you see in the game is subject to change and improvement. This is not in early access yet, but will be released soon. Um, and we are listening to feedback quite a lot, so if you wanna give us some feedback or tell us what you think about the game, you can join our Discord. Um, well, okay, so let's start and see here where we are. So here's our entrance cave. This is sort of where we interface with the overworld, which is like the rest of the world, and I will go get into that later, but in general we will be playing, most of the time we'll be here in the cave. So we can already see here some interesting things around us here. So if you see here in the wall is where you will, like the back wall, that's where you will find most of your the resources in the game. Not all of them, but in some sense the most important ones. So up here we have some copper, more copper. Over here is some coal. Coal is really useful for fueling various buildings, such as the foundry and other things. Over here we have some at the ground level, which is, well, that's nice because then we don't have to build our way up to it. Some more copper here. And over here, right next to our base, we see some well, some nice things that have that exist in this cave that we've entered into. So as you explore, you will find many different things throughout the map. And over here we have a trading cart, and I think two broken down minecarts. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just right click on these. I can actually left click on them as well, see what it is, and I can click rummage. That'll create a rummage order. So let's just start and see what happens. I'm gonna unpause, and my dwarves are gonna run over here, and they're gonna pick up what was, or they're just gonna open up the thing, and everything that was in it, all of the loot, so to speak, will fall out. So here we have some cabbage, some lumber. I think some copper ore fell out here as well. Yeah, that's some good stuff. The first thing I like to do when I'm playing the game and I'm starting a new map is to explore a little bit to the left and to the right. We can see here that it's possible to maybe go here as well. Mostly I'll be interested in going downwards, but upwards can be useful as well at some points in time. So yes, it's just gonna stand there and idle. Oh, Bore here found a tortoise, I think, and he just cleaned up, killed it. Good on you. Let's see, you're gonna explore there. I tend to pause a lot when I'm playing, like get a sense of the situation, pause, like do the orders, and then unpause and proceed from there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna pause again. So here are some of the common enemies you will find in the cave. These are the green slimes. These are pretty basic, pretty easy to kill, but can be a nuisance if you don't take care of them swiftly. So I'm just gonna unpause and see what Daher does about it. Okay, she dealt with them pretty swiftly, but as you can see, her health went down a little bit. So I think what she's gonna do now is she's gonna, well, she's not gonna eat the goss. It is a work in progress, as I said. So there are small issues like this. I think you can understand the intent here at least. She will. Is it a she? Yeah, it's a she. So this is what she'll do. Okay. So, well, I guess I'm gonna explore a little bit more here. There's another minecart. I'm not too fussed about actually picking up the stuff that I found just yet. It's fine if it just lays in the cave a little bit, and then later on I can build chests or storages to store it. Okay, so I see that I have a fairly flat range here. That's pretty good. I'm gonna use that for buildings that need to be close together. And I guess I have that here as well. This is a really nice start, actually. Here is some copper, that's great as well. I'm gonna start with placing a mining order here, and also, well, I'm gonna wait with this coal because I don't need it just yet. This copper is nice to mine as well, I think. So now I have a little bit more knowledge of the lay of the land, so to speak. I'm pretty happy about that. So after this, I'm gonna speed the time up now. You can use this speed control here. I'm just gonna fast forward a bit to let my dwarves do their mining. As you can see, I'm getting a whole lot of copper ore here, which is really nice. And now I think it's time to build my first building. So we call those rooms. These are like the main buildings that you can build in the game. So the only one that you have unlocked from the start is the small quarry. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna place it here. I could place it directly on the ground, but I sort of prefer to have a flat ground here. So I'm gonna place it like this, and then the dwarves are gonna just mine away everything on the bottom, and I'm gonna mark here. So it's a more flatter ground. Great, now we have a quarry. So the only recipe available from the start is the granite chunk, and I'm gonna add a few of these. 20 is a good number. And now I'm just gonna see, okay. So the dwarves sort of decide amongst themselves, you could say, who gets to who does which job, and they will usually like do that pretty well. Like I'm pretty sure here that in this case Bore here was the best dwarf for the job. So I'm gonna see here that he has actually. Meanwhile, I've been digging and exploring. He's gone up to level 3 already, which means that I have a couple of attribute points that I can put into his character here. And since he apparently is a good stonemason, I think that let's see. Yeah, he's level 4 stonemason. That's pretty good. I'm gonna level up the stats that influence that in the best way. So let's see. Um, okay, so awareness here. You can see that that actually gives him +2 stonemasonry production. And I'm guessing somewhere here. Yeah, robustness, that gives him +1 in stonemasonry production. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of both here, like that. And that'll make him a more efficient stonemason. You can see here, in general, you can sometimes hold control, and that'll give you a little bit more information. You see here, and in this case, what I can do is, if I hold control, I see their effectiveness in this little number here. And when I click confirm here to sort of confirm my choice, it'll go from 22 to, I hope, something bigger. Yeah, so now it's more efficient at crafting stone stuff. And another thing that I'm gonna do, and now I'm gonna show you one of the UIs that is under. It's very early in the development process, so it's very well. It's not pretty yet, but we're working on it. The other ones look better. Okay, so the job broker. This is where you will sort of look over your dwarves and decide who does what, and see that you have a nice mix of a nice distribution of people doing all kinds of jobs. So what I want to do here is I want to look into alright, stonemasonry, and I see here that okay, quarry is definitely the best one, and I'm just gonna disallow these two guys from doing it. That means that whenever I have a stonemason job, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna get even better at it, and that's something I think is quite nice. I can also see that he is, let's see, he's best at blacksmithing as well, but I might wanna get, let's see, well, I'm gonna disallow you from doing that, and metallurgy, well, I guess Eskil here will be my metallurgist then. I think that's fine. So now he's gonna go here, and he's gonna do some. He's gonna start crafting these granite chunks. If I look into the inventory here, I can see them appearing here. There we go. Okay, so while he's working there, well, I'm gonna pause, and we're gonna look a bit at what we have here on the right side, aside from the dwarf listing here. So we have knowledge available. I'll get into that in just a moment. Dwarf idle, yep, these two aren't working. I'm gonna fix that imminently. And over here we have cave missions. And cave missions are, in the early game, they're sort of work as an introduction to the game. They bring you through the core mechanics of the game, but as you explore the map and as you find things, you will unlock more and more advanced and rare cave missions. So right now we have one mission here, Stone from Stone, that is to construct a small quarry. We've done that, and we are on our way to crafting 10 granite chunks. So we're soon gonna complete this. And here's another another mission. We need to acquire mountain lore, and mountain lore is sort of it's a type of research currency, you can say. There are currently two kinds: mountain lore and trade lore. And mountain lore is something you get from exploring, so the more sort of the map you see, the more mountain lore you get. You also tend to get it a lot from these cave missions. And to complete this mission I need to learn metallurgy. So maybe I can just do that right now, because I have all of the mountain where I need. So we go up here to the Arcane Lore tab. So this is our tick tree. This is gonna grow and get bigger, and yeah, we're just gonna fill it out as we progress with the game. So we can see here that I can't really do anything from tier 2 and beyond, and in tier 1 I could in theory unlock all 3, but in order to get the Dwarven trade relations I need 5 trade lore. And you can see here I have found 15 mountain lore and 0 trade lore. Trade lore is something you get from completing many overworld missions. Not all of them, but many of them. But right now we're interested in metallurgy, and that means that we get the ability to craft copper ingots, and we can build a small foundry. And we can also see here that it will unlock formalized learning and blacksmithing. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Oh. And now that I have that, I'm gonna build my small foundry. Let's see where I want that. I think I'm gonna build it here. Like that. It's pretty good. And I'm gonna mine this just to be sure I have it later on for the foundry. Now I think they're all gonna start moving around. Okay. So while they're gonna do that, I have another thing that I'm gonna show you, and that is now the overworld. So you can access the overworld by clicking the map here, or the little icon here, or you can also click the entrance here and click to the overworld. So the overworld is sort of where the non-dwarves of the game reside, and you will at the beginning you will only have a few missions, but as the game progresses you will get more and more missions, and they will be farther and farther away, and you can use this to sort of help win the war on the overworld. We have a lot of plans for the overworld. So what's in the game right now is it works and it's pretty good, but it's not everything we want to do with it. So let's check out Graham for the bridge here. There's an exclamation point, which means that there's a mission here. So there's a mission called A Bridge Beyond, which is sort of like an introductory mission, I guess you could say. And fittingly enough, it requires we to build or deliver 10 granite chunks, and in reward I get some food, some lumber, which is very useful. It's hard to kind of get in the cave, so we often need to do missions to acquire it or find it yeah, you can find it here and there in the cave, but it tends to be quite rare. Coin is really useful, and trade lore. That's what we want to do in order to research other things. So yeah, we're gonna take that mission. Come here as well and read. And see that it's in progress. Okay. And now we're done here. So now we see that it's listed here, and it needs 10 granite chunks. Let's see, 54 Ore. It's been leveling up even more. Give it some more robustness. Pretty good, right? Don't make me. Oh, yeah. So these stats, they will affect professions, but they can also affect other things, like awareness will affect your vision range, deafness will affect things like movement speed, and I think robustness can also affect like how much damage the dwarves take from falling long ranges and stuff like that. Okay, so now we see let's see, what is he doing? Oh yeah, he's delivering building items for the small foundry. Here we go. Okay, so now we can see Öda here. She is taking granite chunks from the quarry and delivering them to this area here, this chest here. And that's sort of your delivery point for Overworld Missions. So you can see her every time she delivers something, this meter here ticks up a little bit. So we can speed that up. Dun, 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 dun. And now we see that our mission is ready for delivery. It's great. So we complete the mission. And now, if we look in the chest here, we've received some of the stuff that we, well, all of the stuff that we wanted for the mission, and of course a few things that we already had from the start. And here is our newfounded foundry. And I guess we're just gonna open up with a nice batch of 20 copper ingots. You can see here that this requires fuel, so whenever the ingot is crafted, that'll require some fuel, and then as the fuel goes down, they will fill it up with whatever coal or other types of fuel they find on the map. So let's see, maybe I can explore over here. Sounds like a good idea. Over here as well. Okay, so, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. So this is now my metallurgist, right? If you're working in the foundry, that's your metallurgist. And so I'm gonna check what's a good. Okay, so wisdom affects metallurgy by +2. That's pretty good. So I'm just gonna put all of the points into that. Boom. And that'll make Eskid here work faster. And I think now that I completed the mission to deliver granite chunks, I've unlocked a couple of new missions. Okay, so here's a crisis mission, that's what we call them. And what this means is that this location, Fall Docks, is under attack basically. And if I don't deliver the resources that they need in order to defend themselves, they will this will fall to the enemy, and then it'll have to be recaptured later on. So we definitely want to help them with that. And copper moorings, that's delivering 2 beams and getting some coin and some trade lore in return. So we're gonna do that as well. So let's see, how are things going? Okay, we already have a bunch of ingots, that's great. I'm gonna queue up 2 beams then as well, because then I know that as soon as they are done, they're gonna deliver it here to the mission. I wonder, maybe now I can research blacksmithing. Yeah, blacksmithing, that's a super nice thing to get. And if we do that, maybe I should have shown you what happens that we unlock the small smithy. And I'm gonna place that fairly close to the foundry, which I hope makes sense. Blacksmithing requires metal, ingots, and that's what you get from foundry. So by keeping these fairly close, it'll be fairly efficient as well, which is nice. So it requires 4 ingots to build, and well, I'm gonna queue up even more of these. I think we have plenty of yeah, we have a lot of ore here lying around, so might as well queue up a bunch of them. While they're doing that, I'm gonna recruit a new dwarf. So let's see. So in general, like the worse they are, or rather the better they are, the more they will cost to recruit, which is both good and bad, because that means that you can get a good dwarf, but you'll have to pay for it, or you can get a really bad one and just train them up yourself. It's quite useful to look at the stats, and like this guy here, Ture, is actually not very good. Because, like if you can put him on a job that only requires wisdom, that's going to be fine. But otherwise, you're going to be sort of behind on his stats. So I prefer to do someone who's a little bit more well-rounded. Shit, Dilvi. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's hire this guy. Well, here he comes. And it's always good to have more hands in the game. In fact, I'm gonna get one more. Yeah, okay, here we have we have 3 knights here who have apparently more heroes that have been in the cave before us, but not done very well for themselves. Oh, and here we found something special. A sacred well. And here we can acquire sacred water. Oh, and it restores a lot of health, which is quite nice. I believe that as you use the sacred well to craft, its supply will dwindle. And I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, maybe it'll slowly recharge on its own, but you can't like. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's that you have any amount of it. So let's see. I wanna actually look. Maybe I can explore down here. I think that'll be a fun way to progress. To do that, I need lots of granite chunks. And now I'm gonna scaffold stairs, and I'm just gonna build them straight down here. Right? Maybe here. Yes. In general, the further down you get, the more interesting stuff you will find, but it'll also be more dangerous, so you'll have to sort of be on the lookout for that. Let's see if we can find anything new. Nothing I'm super interested in right now, so I'm gonna put this down. Oh, I have 2 missions already for delivery. I'm gonna do that. So, and now we have more missions. Let's see. A line in Dark Woods. They want 3 lanterns to give us some boar bacon. That's nice. And some trade ore. Yes, please. Okay, so we have our blacksmithing operation running here. So let's see, 3 lanterns. Great. And then I'm gonna craft me a pickaxe as well. And everything in Hammerting is sort of built up from components. So in order to build a miner's pickaxe, for example, it requires a pickaxe head and a handle. And right now I think I only have the straight handle unlocked. But as I progress, I will actually unlock more and more handle types, and they have different properties that will propagate to the item that you craft. So right now I can only build the light pickaxe head, but I think there's a heavy one as well, and perhaps even more. So as you can see, the dwarves are fairly self-sufficient or self-serving, I guess maybe you could say. You don't really need to handhold them too much. They'll do pretty much what works well. So let's see. I think I'm gonna get a nice exploration boon here. We'll see. Yeah, I found a new large area here, so I bet I got some mountain ore. Nice. I'll build stairs all the way down here. I think maybe I need even more. Yeah, okay, I have a lot of chunks, but more is never a bad idea. More exploration. Let's see, and of course I want to explore down here as well. So this will indicate that I can't reach this, which is not too strange because I haven't finished building my stairs here yet. So as soon as the stairs complete, they will be able to move there. Maybe I should build a lantern. I can do that. Enemies tend to sometimes spawn around, and they may attack the base, and it's good to have lighting and vision around your base so that you know when it happens a little bit in advance. Here we found a nice grotto, and grottos sort of extend your vision, so that's actually a good place as well to build one of these lantern posts. As long as the lantern post can see the grotto, all of the grotto's vision as well will be highlighted. So, as you can probably tell, I'm not exactly playing optimally. I have a bunch of dwarves running around with level ups, and I'm not playing very sort of quickly. We have many of the players who played the demo actually join us in the Discord and show us what they managed to do within the hour that it's allotted in the demo, and they get super far, and it's quite impressive to see how far they can take the demo in just 1 hour. I would actually guess that even now they are better at this game than I am, which is kind of fun. It's also fun to see that it's a game that you can get better at, right? Like a lot of players, people come into our Discord playing the demo, and they see what the other guys or girls have managed, and they're like, "How did you do that?" And that's always a good sign that there's some strategy in the game, and you can learn and get better and do things more efficiently. Let's see, okay, I need lanterns. Okay, I'm gonna craft more lanterns. Let's see, how am I doing on the ingots needed? I think down here might make sense to start building up farming areas and such. But I'll see what I need to do now on the overworld. I need woodsman as axe, and I'll get lumber in return. That sounds really good. Let's see if I can. I think before I can actually build or craft the axe, I need to research woodworking. Yes, and I can do that. I have everything that's needed. Let's see if there's anything else I should build. I think I want cooking. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now they want 2 woodsman's axe. Yeah, now I've unlocked the curve panel. I'm gonna use that, I think. Why not? And looks like, yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch more of these. Can't really have enough ingots, can you? my land. Do we have one? Yeah, and here's this one as well. Starting to get quite a nice base here. Cave farm. Sounds like a good next step to be able to provide food for my dwarves. See, here's some loot. But after that, I wanna place down my cave farm somewhere here. Yeah. What do I need? I need granite slabs and crushed granite. I don't think I have that. I'm gonna queue up some here. A lot of the time you can just sit back and enjoy watching your dwarves do the hard work. Let's see, a skill here. What are you doing? I guess you're moving to this. I think what I want to do for that is maybe I should make your like my inspiration dwarves. I'm gonna bump up your awareness. See that your vision range goes from 12 to. Actually, wait. I'm gonna just wait until it gets here so I can show the thing. Okay. So a skill here has 12 vision range. Each step in awareness will increase that, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So now it sees 18 instead. Pretty good. Is it done? No, it's still sorry, granite slabs. Okay. Aha, and now it's starting to complain that I don't have any dwellings, so I guess I need to research that. Do I have the money? No. I need trade lore. I can deliver this. See if there are any missions that will give me trade lore. Castle Hardwin. Okay. Aha. This is not something I'm willing to get into right now. It's a bit too expensive. Basically, you can take missions to force the state of the overworld, but that's not something I can do right now. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on the overworld. Fairly soon, I'm betting there will be more missions for us to take on. Oh, like right now, for example. Aha. 3 copper ingots for some gauze and some trade ore. Just what I need. Oh, what have we here? Ancient dwarf mound. Oh, did he just get pwned by some slime? Oh, is this oh, this is the slime thing right here. Yeah, he's gonna run away now. Let's see if he's gonna get some help. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, well, that was easy. Oh, and in the mound I can craft some grave. Okay. Oh, it's interesting. This is a piece of content I haven't seen before, I think. I'm gonna craft a few of those just to see what I can get from it. I'm guessing it will be used in other recipes. Now I have 5 trade ore. I can go here and I can get the trade relations. That means that I can build a dwelling for my dwarves. The dwarves will get sort of in a bad mood eventually if they don't have their own dwellings. So we're gonna provide that for them. Okay, okay, so it seems that they have all, like, everything that they need to build this exists in the base. So I just need to wait for them to carry it there and to start building. And this is about as far as I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna be fairly done here actually. It's a pretty good place to close down. Oh, my cave farm finished as well. Yeah, bunch of stuff here. And after you have the cave farm, you can then sort of connect that to the cookhouse. I think even the infirmary can use some of the stuff you can produce in the farm. So yeah, pretty happy about this. Have fun playing Hammerting and buy it. And join our Discord and bring the banjos.